This is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Persons represented: Aeschylus, Prince of Verona; Paris, a young nobleman, kinsman to the prince; Montague and Capulet, heads of two houses at variance with each other; an old man, uncle to Capulet; Romeo, son to Montague; Mercutio, kinsman to the prince and friend to Romeo; Benvolio, nephew to Montague and friend to Romeo; Tybalt, nephew to Lady Capulet; Friar Lawrence, a Franciscan; Friar John of the same order; Balthazar, servant to Romeo; Samson, servant to Capulet; Gregory, servant to Capulet; Peter, servant to Juliet's nurse; Abraham, servant to Montague; an apothecary; three musicians; a chorus; page to Paris, and another page; an officer; Lady Montague, wife to Montague; Lady Capulet, wife to Capulet; Juliet, daughter to Capulet; nurse to Juliet; citizens of Verona; several men and women, relations to both houses; maskers, guards, watchmen, and attendants. Scene during the greater part of the play in Verona, once in the fifth act at Mantua. The prologue. Enter chorus. Chorus. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Act 1, Scene 1, a public place. Enter Samson and Gregory, armed with swords and bucklers. Samson: Gregory, on my word, we'll not carry coals. Gregory: No, for then we should be colliers. Samson: I mean, an we be in collar, we'll draw. Gregory: Ay, while you live, draw your neck out of the collar. Samson: I strike quickly, being moved. Gregory: But thou art not quickly moved to strike. Samson: A dog of the house of Montague moves me. Gregory: To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou run'st away. Samson: A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montague's. Gregory: That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall. Samson: True, and therefore women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore I will push Montague's men from the wall, and thrust his maids to the wall. Gregory: The quarrel is between our masters, and us their men. 'Tis all one, I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be cruel with the maids. I will cut off their heads. Gregory: The heads of the maids? Samson: Ay, the heads of the maids, or their maidenheads. Take it in what sense thou wilt. Gregory: They must take it in sense that feel it. Samson: Me they shall feel while I am able to stand, and 'tis known I am a pretty piece of flesh. Gregory: 'Tis well thou art not fish. If thou hadst, thou hadst been poor. John: Draw thy tool, here comes two of the house of Montagues. Samson: My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee. Gregory: How? Turn thy back and run? Samson: Fear me not. Gregory: No, marry, I fear thee. Samson: Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin. Gregory: I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list. Samson: Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is disgrace to them if they bear it. Enter Abraham and Balthazar. Abraham: Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Samson. I do bite my thumb, sir. Abraham. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Samson. Is the law of our side if I say aye? Gregory. No. Samson. No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir. Gregory. Do you quarrel, sir? Abraham. Quarrel, sir? No, sir. Samson. But if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you. Abraham. No better. Samson. Well, sir. Gregory. Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen. Samson. Yes, better, sir. Abraham. You lie. Samson. Draw, if you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow. They fight. Enter Benvolio. Benvolio. Part, fools! Put up your swords. You know not what you do. Beats down their swords. Enter Tybalt. Tybalt. What art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death. Benvolio. I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me. Tybalt. What, drawn, and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward. They fight. Enter several of both houses, who join the fray. Then enter citizens with clubs. One citizen. Clubs, bills, and partisans, strike, beat them down. Down with the Capulets, down with the Montagues. Enter Capulet in his gown, and Lady Capulet. Capulet. What noise is this? Give me my long sword. Ho! Lady Capulet. A crutch! A crutch! Why call you for a sword? Capulet. My sword, I say! Old Montague has come and flourishes his blade in spite of me. Enter Montague and his Lady Montague. Montague. Thou villain Capulet, hold me not, let me go. Lady Montague. Thou shalt not stir one foot to seek a foe. Enter Prince with attendants. Prince. Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbor-stained steel, will they not hear? What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins? On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, old Capulet, and Montague have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans, in hands as old, cankered with peace, to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon, to know our further pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart. Exit Prince and attendants, Capulet, Lady Capulet, Tybalt, citizens, and servants. Montague. Who set this ancient quarrel new abroach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began? Benvolio. Here were the servants of your adversary and yours, close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared, which as he breathed defiance to my ears he swung about his head and cut the winds, who, nothing hurt withal, hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part. Lady Montague. Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him to-day? Right glad I am he was not at this fray. Benvolio. Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, where, underneath the grove of sycamore, that westward rooteth from the city's side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood, I measuring his affections by my own, that most are busied when they're most alone.